Welcome back. Now, before everybody in the comment section below says it, I know Jason Robertson signed. I am doing a video before I turn in for tonight on Robertson signing, but it happened during the third period of this game here, and I don't understand why it took so long. That being said, we're going to start off with the Boston Bruins and the New York Rangers. A game that it's hard for me to take a lot from, really, and this is the thing with the preseason, right? So Swayman versus Halak, I didn't think either goaltender had a great game in this one, and the score definitely, I think, bears that out. So Zibanejad scores 27 seconds in on the first shot for the Rangers. Not that Swayman had much chance on that, but Kreider and Trouba with the assists. Then the Bruins try to answer, but Hayek nearly makes it 2-0. But at 2:27, DeBrusk scores from McLaughlin and Riley. Now, McLaughlin, not projected to make the team, right? But he's making it difficult for Boston. He's played really well, and I think he deserves a chance. Now, the problem is Studnicka needs waivers to go down. I don't think Studnicka's been a better player than McLaughlin, but McLaughlin doesn't need waivers. So it's one of those things. It sucks, but it's one of those things. So the DeBrusk goal was scored on a good press for Boston. Their shots are 5-3 in Boston's favor at 6.5 minutes. So they were playing pretty well at that stage. Pastrnak to Zacha, near miss there. The check line's pretty good. Spoiler alert. DeBrusk is denied, then there's some shoving after that. Blaze drills Studnicka. It was a clean, hard hit, not complaining. The Rangers press with 4.5 minutes left. There was more pressure, which draws a power play for the New York Rangers. There's a shorthanded rush that's defended. The Rangers rush right back. And then Zibanejad deflects one in. And I've got right there, no chance, Swayman. So that's the second goal. Jones and Trocheck with the assists at 18:08. That gives the Rangers a 2-1 lead. And then a breakaway goal for Kakko. He scores from Bartkowski at 19:15. Yes, Matt Bartkowski. Isn't that awesome? But yeah, Kakko with a nice one. Scored on a breakaway. 3-1 after the first period. So second period, Zacha scores at 36 seconds. It was a fast break, sort of a breakaway of his own, on a turnover. So Zacha forces that turnover and gets the goal. Bruins then press for the tie, but the shots are 6-1 for the Rangers 6 minutes into this. Pastrnak, though, would tie the game from Krejci and Zacha at 8:09. There's the check line. And so, yeah, we'll see how this runs into the regular season, but this line, it seems like that's the plan. And then Bergeron would be, you'd have to think with Hall when Hall gets back, and then I don't know who they're going to put on his wings, to be honest. So that one was blasted from a sharp angle, and I heard them say, well, Halak maybe would have wanted that one. I don't know. It's Pastrnak, man. If it was somebody else, fine, but, Pasta can blast it through the back of the net. The Rangers get a power play. That was killed off. Then there's too many Bruins on the ice, so they go back to the penalty kill. The Rangers back to the power play. That's killed off one shot. Now, I didn't see a shot on net, but they said one shot after, so I changed it from no shots to one. Good penalty kill, though. Lauko then had a net drive save. Halak holds, but then Krejci gives Boston the 4-3 lead from Pastrnak and Zacha at 15:46. So here comes that check line. Rangers try to answer, then we get a scrum. The Rangers come out of that with a power play. We then had a minute and 22 seconds of 4-on-4. No worries, everything gets killed off. There's a near miss on a rush by Panarin. The Bruins end up coming out of that with a power play, and it rolls over into the third period. Zacha has a rush chance that's held by Halak. The Rangers do finish that kill. Schneider has a rush chance that's saved. And then Kakko. Yes, Kakko scored again from Hayek and Lafreniere at 6:49. It was a result of a really good press. So for anybody who's been saying, well, Kakko's dead and he's done, who knows? Maybe he's going to get off to a good start, and that could be all he needs. Studnicka was then denied on a 2-on-1. We had a scrum after that. And then Riley puts Boston back in the lead from Pastrnak at 12:10. And that was right after Panarin had hit the outside of the post at the other end. So it's one of those posts at one end and in the net at the other. The Rangers press with 3.5 minutes left. They would pull the goaltender with a minute and a half left. With 42.7 seconds left, the Rangers call a timeout. Whatever was discussed did not work. The Bruins hold on. They win this one 5-4. The shots in this one, 14-12 for Boston in the first, 12-5 Rangers in the second, 8-7 Rangers in the third. The final shots are 32-26 for the Rangers. Power plays 0-2 for Boston, 1-4 for the Rangers. The hits were 27-26 for Boston. Swayman saves 28 out of 32. Halak saves 21 out of 26. Shesterkin was supposed to play this game, apparently has a stomach ailment that many wasn't in net. So I would imagine Pastrnak will be in their next one. Regular rosters are coming, as I think tonight's results showed. Although there's one team that played a really inexperienced roster and almost pulled off a huge upset, which was not in this game that I'm going to talk about. So the Capitals, of course, I'm wearing caps for this. Husso versus Kemper in this one. The Wings get the first shot. Luff then had a wraparound chance. That wouldn't go. I haven't seen his name on the waiver wire yet, but it's probably coming. Kemper, Sharp. The Wings looking good to that point in the game. The Wings up 3-1 in shots, 5 minutes into it. Edmondson was robbed twice. Kemper holds on. Edmondson's got to make this team. Wings get a power play, and then we had 1 minute and 26 seconds of 5-on-3. Well, they scored during the 5-on-3. Bertuzzi from Rasmussen and Zadina at 8:09. Rasmussen, with Detroit playing kind of a light lineup down the middle, he looked pretty good tonight. Caps, though, they killed the 5-on-4. Strome to Snively, near miss on that one. There's a power play for the Caps with 8:03 left. Strome's denied. Husso holds there. McMichael has a shot that's held. That's killed off. And there's 5 shots on that power play. And I was surprised when initially they said 6 and later on they showed 5. And I didn't think it was that many, but yeah, probably rapid fire. The Wings press with 4.5 minutes left. And eventually, the game actually goes the other way. The Capitals score in the final minute. It's the McNugget minute. And we're going to talk about the McNugget minute because the way the announcers phrase this, if you're in the Washington area and you can get your free McNuggets, we have something to discuss. McMichael gets that goal from Ovechkin and Eller, and that's during a delayed penalty. So, last minute of the period. And I've talked about this, how they robbed their fans of McNuggets. Well, tonight, it's raining McNuggets for Washington. There are a lot of people watching this going, what's a McNugget minute? So, Capitals fans, you guys can let them know in the comment section below. Second period, early power play for the Wings. Soderblom was denied on a rush. That's killed off. The Soderblom chance was the one shot on it. Kemper holds when the Wings press. Kubalik's denied on a fast break. The shots are 4-0 for Detroit at 8.5 minutes. So, both the first and second period, Detroit comes out pretty well. And they end up getting the lead. Rasmussen, with a goal to go with his assist from Bertuzzi at 7:42. Wires it top shelf. So, Rasmussen showing he wants to have a decent role on the team. Maybe third line, not fourth. But yeah, Carlson then had a net feed on a rush. That was blocked. Trevor Van Riemsdyk has a blast that deflects high. The Caps press. And then Jensen scores through a bunch of traffic. So I don't know if it's going to stay his goal. I'm assuming it does. It's preseason. It doesn't matter. McMichael and Sherry with the assists at 13:45. So yeah, that one scored through a lot of traffic. And that's McMichael with a goal and an assist. So maybe he's in for a breakout year himself. The Caps then press for the lead. And Oshie exits. Now there's some discussion. Oshie didn't come back to the game. Some discussion about how bad it might be. Honestly, again, it's preseason. I think it's just abundance of caution. I assume it's not a big deal unless tomorrow we find out that it is, right? So, Zadina has a blast that's kicked aside. The Caps press with 3 minutes left. Hathaway's then denied on a rush. So after the second period, it is 2-2. Now, third period, Oshie, it was announced then, wouldn't return. There's some good back and forth early. The Caps press. They're kept to the outside, but they're getting shots. Shots are 6-0 for Washington, 5 minutes in. Soderblom then had a rush chance. That was held. The Caps press at the half. Then on a 2-on-1, Soderblom's denied. So he's got to be making the team, right? I mean, he's 7'8". He's taller than a human. And he's got... Look, Chara retired, so we need the new Chara. Soderblom's hit. Although there's that Douglas guy, too, that's 6'9". He's an inch taller than Soderblom, apparently. Anyways, not a Detroit prospect, Douglas, but anyways, as I get off on another tangent. So, 2:45 left, the Caps get a power play. Well, the Caps power play has a problem, and his name's Ovechkin. The funny thing is, it's not Ovechkin that gets the power play goal. It's Connor Brown. Yeah, I think Caps fans are really going to like Brown. Strome and Kuznetsov with the assists at 17:33. It went through Husso in close, and honestly, it was a nice goal. So, Detroit pulls the goalie with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. And that means Ovechkin scores from Fehervary and Carlson. Now, initially they called it as Kuznetsov with the pass, so maybe that got changed again. Preseason doesn't matter. So I don't worry myself too much about it. But the funny thing is they could have got the the empty net goal earlier, and it felt like they waited till the McNugget minute. So, when they scored at 19:06, the announcers are like, hey, that's the McNugget minute. That's the second time tonight. And seemed to insinuate that this means you win more free McNuggets. And I thought, wait, that's already been won. So they can't win it twice. So, do fans get two? Because, again, if there were 2 free orders of nuggets for any Caps fan that wants to, or anybody in the area that wants to capitalize on that, that's a lot of chicken nuggets. That's brutal for people at McDonald's. So, but the funny thing is, I think it was Craig Laughlin that said this has never happened before. We've never had two McNugget Minute goals. And I have to agree with him. I can't remember ever seeing this in a Washington game because I would remember this kind of a rant. It's weird. But yeah, so then we had a fight between Smith and Hathaway because why not? Washington wins this one 4-2. Good game for Washington. The shots were 15-10 in the first for Detroit. 12-8 Detroit in the second, and then Washington takes over. They outshot them 17-6 in the third. Final shots were 35. Nope, that's 35-33 in favor of Washington. I messed up my own number there. Stupid hockey guy. Power plays, Detroit 1 for 4, Washington 1 for 2. The hits 31-22 Washington. Husso saves 31 out of 34. Kemper saved 31 out of 33. I thought both goaltenders played well. And yeah, it's an interesting story we'll see told by the Caps early in the season, I think, because there's the debate about whether or not they're still contenders and all that. But anyways, we'll see what happens. All right, next up. Dallas in against Colorado. Now, right off the bat, looking at the Dallas lineup, and no Robertson, but also no anybody. It just felt like anybody who was a major star for Dallas, not in the lineup. Their name is Stars. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. You're lying. It should then be the Dallas Not Stars. So the Dallas Not Stars against Colorado Avalanche. It was Wedgwood versus Georgiev. Early chance for the Stars. Rodriguez was then denied on a turnover. The shots are 7-2 for Dallas at 5 minutes. At this point, my jaw's already dropping. Like, what's going on? Again, it's preseason, right? So understandable in some ways that the young lineup for Dallas is trying to impress and trying to win themselves jobs, right? McKinnon has a net feed that's defended. There's a delay game call. The Avs go to the power play. Their power play not very effective tonight, to be honest. Stars shot block, clear it out, kill it off, no problem. Kiviranta then had a rush chance that was blocked. Georgiev with a turnover, but the Avs blocked it, and Makar saved a goal there too, right? Newhook then has a rush chance that saved. Both goalies were the story to this point in the game, and really kind of stayed that way throughout, well, at least until the third when Dallas made a change. So Newhook then had a rush chance that, oh, never mind. And then Beck. So his name is spelled B-A-C-K. I double-checked. Yeah, it's Beck, because I heard them pronounce it as Beck, and I'm like, really? But Swedish, so Beck. Oscar Beck. Getting chances for Dallas. I thought he played well, and I had to look up his stats. He only had 6 goals last year for the Texas Stars, but he didn't look out of place out there tonight, so he may end up getting a call-up this season. Avs press with 3 minutes left. Beck was denied in the final minute. The Avs go to the power play with 8 seconds left. Bad timing on that. So that rolls over into the second period. It was scoreless after 1. The Stars finished the kill. Good penalty kill. Kaut got hurt. It looked like he twisted his ankle and went down a little bit, but he ends up coming back into the game. The Stars had a rush chance out of that, too, that was held. So Kaut's down on the ice, kind of crumpled, and Dallas goes down the ice, and I thought, if they score here, it's not going to be pretty. They didn't. Lekkonen's then denied in close, but then Damiani, who I'd like to see kind of make the team for Dallas, but now with Robertson signed, who knows, maybe it's just your standard veteran lineup. But Damiani scores from Kiviranta and Hanley at 4:27, and it was a nice rush opportunity that got them the goal. So Dallas is up 1-0. And I put Kaut stays in the game right there. There's a post for Myers on a fast break. I missed an E there. It's M-E-Y-E-R-S. Apologies to Myers. Then there's pushing after Wedgwood holds on to one. McKinnon's robbed in close. The Stars press with 5 minutes left. Things get unpleasant after Wedgwood gets bumped. This is a Dallas team that protecting their goaltender. Colin Miller jumped in there right away. Understandable. I don't think there was any malicious intent behind the bump on Wedgwood, but you just let teams know that's not cool. You can't be bumping the goaltender. Then there was a post for Stankoven. Georgiev making some saves there. He's definitely one of the highlights of this game. The Avs press in the final minute. Wedgwood saves there. And yeah, so Dallas had a power play during that too that didn't go anywhere. Georgiev helping with that. Then with 17 seconds left, the Avs get their turn on the power play. That was the only power play for Dallas in the entire game as well, showing they weren't really pushing the play and forcing any kind of power plays. So we're going into the third period with it 1-0 Dallas. Hudobin's in. They did finish the kill, and Hudobin helped to finish it. A couple nice highlight reel saves there. Eric Johnson then has a shot that's held strong first 5 minutes by the Avs, and it just kept rolling. Shots are 4-2 in their favor at 6.5 minutes. Sagan's then denied in close. Georgiev would hold on to that one. Beck then had a shot that deflects out. He was all over the ice tonight. Again, I was impressed by Beck. Avs get another power play. It cycles, looks good, but Dallas does block them out and kill it off. The Stars then had a 3-on-2 rush that was defended, and then a bounce. And it just takes the right bounce, and Logan O'Connor gets it. Myers with the assist at 12:36. That ties the game, and just the momentum. Taves had a rush chance right after that was defended, but you could feel that momentum for the Avs. And it shows up at 17:42 with the what would prove to be the game-winning goal. It's Rantanen from Girard and Taves. Fantastic play by Girard to help set that up. And yeah, it was all Avs at that point. Dallas pulls the goalie with 1:30 left. They call a timeout with 15 seconds left. Doesn't go anywhere. Colorado wins this one 2-1. Not the prettiest game Colorado's going to win, but it's preseason and they got the win. So the shots were 18-10 for Dallas in the first, 8-7 Colorado in the second, and then as the much better team in Colorado really showed up in the third, they outshot them 15-8. The final shots are 33-33. Power plays, Dallas 0 for 1, Colorado 0 for 4. The hits, 31-13 Colorado. Wedgwood saves all 18 shots he faced, and then Hudobin saves 13 out of 15. The expectation is Hudobin goes on waivers, and Wedgwood stays as the backup to Ottinger. And I didn't see anything tonight to tell me that won't still be the plan. Georgiev saves 32 out of 33, and Francouz was interviewed during the game, and he's excited to play with them. And of course, what else is he going to say? I heard he's a dick. Pardon? I heard he was just a jerk. I don't know. I was thinking we should get another goaltender. I don't really want to play with this guy. I'd love to see an interview like that. I would. It'll never happen. All right, last game for me to discuss for tonight. And again, these are the games I watched. There were other games that were on. I did not see them. The Calgary-Winnipeg game wasn't on TV, and I was already watching this one online, and that would have been a nightmare to have two games I'm watching online. So the Vancouver-Edmonton game was interesting. It ends up being Sportsnet 650 for the audio feed, but it didn't match up with the video feed. So when they're showing the reconciliation pregame and the warm-up jerseys and all this, well, the radio stuff was talking over it was weird because what we're seeing on the TV and what we're hearing are two completely different things. Fans calling them out. First off, it was silence for the first, I think, 10 minutes. And then audio shows up and it doesn't match what's going on the screen. And I thought, mid-season form. All right, so it was Skinner versus Martin in this one. Battle of the backups. And I do have concerns with Spencer Martin. Only because it was a small sample size last year. We'll see if going through a full season as the backup, if he can get that job done. And that's just one concern. He's 27. He's never really had this opportunity. I hope he hits it out of the park, but there's still that concern. So early power play for the Canucks, and I mean in the first minute. There's a shorthanded McLeod rush that was defended. McLeod, I thought, had a good game, just doesn't get on the board. I don't think he got on the board. No, he didn't get on the board. Pettersson's then denied on a break. That's killed off. The shots are 2-0 in favor of the Canucks 5 minutes in. So they get that early power play. Pettersson with a good play. Pettersson had his best game of the preseason. McDavid then defends a Pettersson chance. McDavid does come back and back check, despite people thinking he doesn't. Near miss for Pullman as the Canucks press. I'm sure there will be a lot of discussion over the next week about Tucker Pullman, and we'll get to the other one I want to talk about. We'll get to it. So Canucks press with 8.5 minutes left. There are Canucks fans who are already ahead of me and speculating on who I'm going to discuss, and probably knowing exactly who I'm going to discuss. So the Oilers pin the Canucks down, but Martin makes the saves there and bails them out. McDavid then has a net drive that was saved. Played very well tonight. Lazar, his shot through traffic is held. Curtis Lazar, again, showing good energy player, good defensive player, good penalty killer, good all-around player. I'm glad Vancouver picked him up. Same player that he was in Boston. Canucks get a power play. That was killed off, but not long after that. Höglander opens the scoring for Vancouver. Höglander having a good preseason as well. Ekman Larsson and Garland with the assists at 17-14. The Oilers try to answer, and with 1 minute and 14 seconds left, they go to the power play. So that rolls over into the second period. Hyman was denied early on. The Canucks finish the kill. Garland then fires one high on a rush. There's too many Oilers. The Canucks get a power play. That's killed off, and then there was a rush chance for Oman. Oman, I think, is maybe playing his way onto the roster. And as a Canucks fan, you get Canucks fans, let me know. Oman doesn't look out of place. And as the announcer said, he's not hurting them. So when you're looking at fourth liners, you're looking guys who should be good defensively, able to play a bit of a physical game, and they don't hurt you. And their foot speed isn't a problem. And I think he ticks all those boxes. But McDavid ticked the goal box shortly after that. He scores from Nurse at 7:05, and he just beast moded it into the net. And it is ridiculous that it's preseason and McDavid doesn't seem to understand it's the preseason. He willed that one into the net. It was impressive to watch. The Canucks go to the power play, which was a storyline a lot tonight. Pearson has a shot that's blocked. The Oilers clear. That's killed off. And then the Oilers get some pressure. Kuzmenko to Pettersson. Skinner saves on that one. Really, really close. I love that combination. I think Kuzmenko and Pettersson together is dynamic. Nurse boards Höglander, and that was a rough-looking hit. Now, I'm not going to say that Department of Player Safety is going to do anything. I have no idea. But I'm just glad that, Pettersson gets up. And this is while Hughes was already down at center ice as well. So we get some penalties out of it. It's a 4-minute penalty with 7:56 left. That leads to a shorthanded rush for McLeod because it's the Oilers. So you got to watch them shorthanded. And then Hyman would score on a fast break shorthanded at 14:03. They're very dangerous. But to the Canucks' credit, they don't give in. And they do score on that power play at 15 minutes and 10 seconds. Pearson tips it past Skinner. Hughes and Horvat with the assists. Horvat not able to get a goal tonight, not for a lack of trying. So with 1:54 left, the Oilers get a power play. That leads to a shorthanded break for Horvat, and Skinner just absolutely robs him. So there's 6 seconds of that power play that rolls over into the third. Clearly, that's not going to end up being a goal. You don't score 6 seconds into a period on a power play. It's not going to happen. So then there's an early power play for the Oilers after that's done. So this is that concern that you have if you're a Canucks fan, right? That you don't score on your opportunity, and then maybe you're opening the door for them. There's a shorthanded break for Horvat again. This time he didn't try a deke. This time he tried to just shoot it through Skinner. Skinner saves again. So while Skinner's numbers don't end up being fantastic tonight, he had Horvat's number. There's 4-on-4 play then for the next 35 seconds, and it was bonkers. We had 2 goals during the 4-on-4. First, it's Garland at 1:52. He buries it on a turnover. Nice play by Connor Garland, who looks like he's going to be part of this top 9 for the Canucks is going to score some goals. And then Hamblin, who might be playing his way into a call-up at some point this year, or maybe he's going to make the roster. McDavid and Demers with the assists at 2:20. And really quickly after that, the Canucks are on the power play. They don't score on it, but there was a scrum after a hit on Pettersson, and that leads to 59 seconds of 5-on-3. So the 5-on-3 is unsuccessful, but Pettersson would score the power play goal 5-on-4 from Horvat at 3:58. And it's a nice goal by Pettersson, and if Pettersson can get things going on the power play, he's going to put up some points this year. So Nugent-Hopkins answers because the Canucks don't do anything easily. Murray with the assist at 6:16. And this is where Tyler Myers comes into the conversation. I don't think Tyler Myers had a good game tonight. At least in the third, it was just... Anyways, there are players that make me yell at the screen. I didn't yell at the screen today. I'm very calm, but if it was me 6 years ago, I probably would have. Before I was the hockey guy, there would have maybe some coarse language as well. The Canucks have this problem where Christian Wolanin comes out and plays absolutely great in their last game, right? Myers, some turnovers that make you say, where's that puck going? And it's the question. I've asked that out loud when I'm at a hockey game. Where was that going? What was, because you see the ice and you go, that I don't even know. And I felt like with Myers, that was something that was going on. And it led to that tying goal. So I was very concerned at that point. And with Myers' contract, it's not like they can trade him. Like, do you make a bold move if you're the Canucks and potentially bench a guy who's making $6 million? What could happen? I don't think it will, but it was something I had to consider. And then at this point, I was concerned that we were going to get more goals and I was going to run out of room like I did the other night, which I did, because Pettersson scores on a power play as the Canucks get another one from Hughes and Kuzmenko at 9:45. So that makes it 5-4 for Vancouver, and it wasn't easy the rest of the way. The Oilers definitely made it difficult. Martin made some nice saves. The Oilers would pull the goaltender with 1 minute and 20 seconds left, and I thought the Canucks did a nice job of killing it late, and Lazar was very prominent, and so was Pettersson. Pettersson was out there when they were protecting the lead late, so we'll see how it turns out this regular season for them. But your final score is 5-4. Because the game was in Abbotsford, the stats were late coming up. So all I've got here is the Oilers look like they were 0 for 2. The Canucks were 3 for 8. There was a lot of power plays for Vancouver. Skinner saves 28 out of 33. Martin saves 16 out of 20. And so, again, we'll see how things go this season for Vancouver. But they finally get their first win, which is nice. And I thought about wearing their jersey, and I thought, I've worn Canucks jerseys a lot lately. I don't need to wear one today. And now on Friday, their last game of the preseason is against Arizona, and they don't have to worry about the narrative being they haven't won a game yet in the preseason. So there's a good chance they probably win that game against Arizona. Probably be Demko and net in the regular lineup. So unless they take it easy and let a team that's beneath them beat them, yeah, that could happen. It's the Canucks, right? Anyways, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. How did a video on preseason games become 25 minutes? Crazy days we live in. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.